This podcast absolutely, unequivocally, positively, 100% contains adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Hey, welcome to the ADHD of podcasting, me and Mrs. Always Right. I am your host, me.
And I'm Mrs. Always Right.
And we're coming to you from that little trailer park in Hutto, Texas.
Yes, and surprise, surprise, we're not going to give any geography lessons, but we are number one podcast among people who love to get root canals.
Getting a root canal, babe. That's how I would have opened that up.
No, they love to get them.
There is no such thing.
Why?
Well, hence why we're not rated number one either.
Yeah.
There is nobody out there who loves to get fucking podcasts. Root canal. Oh, I'm so fucked up right now.
That's what I'm saying. We're number one, ranked number one with people. Oh, yeah. I was like, I thought you were telling me to wait. No, number one among people who love to get root canals.
I would love to tell you this is all planned, but it's off the rails already.
Oh, yeah. We're gone.
You needed a new commuter vehicle.
I killed mine, yes, about, a month ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been about
I still got a bone to pick with you over this whole situation, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Oh, are we?
Yes, we are. But with that being said, I had to go get oil for the Kawasaki for the
and a filter.
For
the side-by-side.
An air filter and the oil. And we were up at the power sports store and I was getting parts.
Mm-hmm.
And you sat on a motorcycle.
Yes, I found
that
one
you actually like.
Yeah, I liked it. And I sat on it and I fit well. It didn't need to be lowered or anything like that. You're right.
And we left after that. We left and we
before we left,
let's go by June's fucking timeline here.
Hey, you know what? You always want to read by chapters. You're skipping a few chapters here.
Speed reading today. No, I'm not. Take your time. It's fine because, go ahead.
Okay. And you were like, oh, you should get one. But you found one that you liked. And you're like, oh, if you really want that bike, you should ride that bike back and forth to work. So you should get that. And I'll trade my bike in on that one. And I'm like, no, there's no need, because the guy was like, oh, big sale. And if you wait till next week, you probably get a lot more discounted, which I think we should have waited. But, we still.
What were they going to take off? Another $3?
Yeah.
Those things are dirt fucking cheap anyway.
Yes. We got your shit, left, discussed it a little bit on the way home.
I was under the impression, now you used to own a motorcycle.
Yes.
And it was lost in a tragic accident.
Tragic accident. Luckily, that was the only thing lost in that accident, so I'm grateful.
Somebody's pride was lost in that accident too, okay?
I mean, it is possible, yes.
But after that, you just never had a desire to own another motorcycle again. And then we bought the Harley, and you would ride with me and stuff. I'm like, hey, babe, let's get you a bike. You're like, no. And you were always saying no.
Right.
I never expected you to actually want another motorcycle. What number one, before we get in this, what kind of changed your mind?
Well, not that I really wanted one. I needed something. I don't know. I feel I want to just save my truck. I want to save the miles on it. I want to keep it like as new as possible, right? So I feel I need to replace the car that I was commuting in. This was cheap enough. I guarantee you, I could not have bought a new car. And this was a new motorcycle. I could not have bought a new car for this price. And I probably couldn't have got a really good economy car used.
You could not have gotten
a
car that gets this kind of miles per gallon.
True. Very true. Not for this price. So we did discuss it, and, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should just go ahead and get it. And you're like, yeah, let's do it.
I agree.
Let's do it. So we did, because I already have the gear. It's not like we have to go out and buy anything else. I've got the gear because
you have a motorcycle license. You've kept it because you went through training and you did all that.
Yes.
I think my only real concern was that you haven't driven a motorcycle in years.
Right. Right.
So you're right. We decided, we talked about it. And we're like, you know what? Let's go get this motherfucker. So I throw on pants because I know who's going to have to ride this home.
Well, and you asked me, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
you should. And only because I knew we had to ride the highway back, and I have not driven a motorcycle in years, like you said.
Right.
So I was way more comfortable with you driving it home because you drive yours. You give me a ride on yours, and I mean, that's happened at least recently this year,
Yeah.
so you've done that and I have not. Yeah.
We go back up there
Mm-hmm.
and we sit down, and I'm under the impression that we're going to have to finance this motorcycle, which really should be
Well-
dirt cheap for the price it is. Don't hang on. I'm just telling you where I'm
Okay.
coming from.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm like, it's your motorcycle. I didn't want to take anything away from your experience.
mm-hmm.
You do your negotiation. I'm going to
There
go.
really wasn't negotiations, really.
No.
No,
He's like,
they're
this is
like,
what you're going to pay.
This is what it is. Yeah, this is, taxes, fees, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. But if you want it today, I will take this little amount off and you can
Well,
have it for an
that's their
even
hook.
number.
That's their hook,
Exactly.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I come back and you're in the middle of signing your paperwork, and I'm like,
Yes.
I'm like, how much are the payments? And you look at me dead in my fucking eye.
I
And you're like, $100 a month. I'm like, great. That's kind of what I thought.
did. Mm-hmm. Which
Come to
I
find out,
think it would have been more than that if we had financed it.
maybe, but I don't think so.
It
With
would
that
have.
being said,
Mhm.
I've been trying to work towards some kind of
You go right ahead. I am listening.
Oh,
to
okay.
your story.
I didn't know if
I
that
am
was.
not interrupting.
I didn't know you were going to go do your cancer cough again or what. I didn't know where you were going
No,
with that.
you go right ahead. Go ahead.
I have been
Go
trying
ahead.
to work towards some kind of camping arrangements where we're not sleeping in the dead heat, right?
Right.
Summer's here. It's 137 degrees outside. I don't want to not ride because of the heat, but it's hot, right?
It's fucking hot. Yes.
Come to find out, you paid cash for this fucking motorcycle.
Not really.
Ish.
Ish.
The majority of it you paid cash.
Yes. Yes.
And I started thinking, this bitch did not tell me. And look, this is your money. You work for it. You save it. But you said, well, you were saving for camping, because we both go ride. We both go.
Yes.
We both go riding.
Yes.
I want to know why. Before we finish the story,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't tell me how much money you had saved up, because I could have started making plans. And good thing I didn't, because as it turns out, you needed something anyway. Also, to that note, I got overdrafted this week because of a slight calculation in math, which
Yes.
is fine. It was
Okay.
really was
Yes.
no big deal,
Right. Right.
because it was only a couple of days. But you're like, yeah, I can't do nothing for you. But this whole time you were sitting on a few $1,000s.
But I told you that day I couldn't do anything for you, but I could the next or whatever. And you're like, no, don't worry about it. And then the next day you're like, it's all well and good anyway.
Well, I was 2 days away from deposit.
Right.
And that's why. There's
And
no
I was
reason.
waiting
There's no
on
reason to jump through
mine.
hoops to do that. Okay, so yeah, but it's the way you worded it. Like, I can't do nothing for you, and I'm like, I'm fine. Wholeheartedly, your money is your money.
Okay.
I'm
it's not my money. Not my money. We have been talking about getting something else because we are unfortunately like bums when it comes to our friends when we go camping.
We are.
We stay with whoever's got an extra bed or a room open or whatever. So,
Here's my requirements for camping. Okay,
uh-huh.
over the years now,
An air conditioner.
Yes,
Number
because I'm
one.
getting old. I'm almost 30. Okay.
Yes, you are.
I like to have an air conditioner when I sleep. I don't want to
Yes.
sweat when I'm sleeping.
I agree.
I want a place to shower. I have found a system to where I can buy a portable shower
Mhm.
relatively cheap.
Right.
And I'm thinking, okay, do we need a mega $1,000 RV? We do not. Here's what I need. Either a cheap trailer, a cheap enclosed trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because whatever we do, we got to be able to haul the side by side. Or B, I'm going to buy an old cargo van, convert it, put a bed and an air conditioner in it,
Right.
and a microwave. And what the fuck else do we need?
Right.
Because
But-
we're really simplistic people when it comes to that.
Yes. But you are so undecisive.
I'm not undecisive.
You're like, oh, I want this. This is what we're getting.
I'm
And then a couple of days later, you're like, well, I mean, we could do this instead. Oh, but well, how about we do this? So you have not decided concretely.
I've decided what I want to do based on how much money we have, right? So if we're only working with about $5,000, I'm going to go the van route.
Well, it's going to take
Excuse me.
Now, I've been saving this money for probably about a year trying to get up to the amount of money that I had. I mean, maybe.
And I know what everybody's
It's been-
thinking. They're like, why ain't you saving? Because I put a lot of money
You
into
do.
this. Okay.
You do. You
and
do.
that's coming to an end, but I got some stuff to finish with the side by side. I got to get some oil changed on the side by side on the Harley. But with that being said, let's finish our story.
Okay.
God, I'm burping. I don't think it has anything to do with this.
Give me a drink.
Of the beer? Fuck yeah,
Nah.
babe. Getting some tonight. Yeah. You gonna live?
Yep. Okay.
So you do your negotiations at the
Yes.
behest of me not knowing what's in your bank account.
Right.
Okay. And we ride it home.
Yes.
And you have 2 days. That was Saturday.
That
we rode
was
it home.
Saturday. Yes.
I want to get you out on the bike and to get you more comfortable with riding again. So I plan us a city route.
Yes.
And we ride that city route. And you did fantastic. You really did.
Thanks.
No, I mean, it was coming. You were timid as fuck when we first started.
Well,
Leaving the driveway, I thought you were going to dump it because the dip in the driveway,
Mhm.
when it meets the street,
yeah.
you could barely get your toes down. And you've
Right.
got to make a decision to get over that point before you make any other
Right.
decision.
But the thing is that pulling it out of the driveway was the very first time I had any interaction with the clutch. You know,
I
mean,
agree.
it's something that you definitely have to learn, just like in a car.
Right, no, yeah.
You know, you have to learn where the clutch engages and lets out and, you know, all that other stuff. So that's why at first I was very timid and very fucking nervous. And I'm not going to tell you
Oh,
that
can
I
tell.
wasn't
know.
nervous all day, because I was. And I was nervous the next day. And I'm still nervous today, but I'm way more comfortable.
Chapters, baby. Chapters.
Okay, go ahead.
And we go on that city route, and you did good. It was hot. Riding like we do, like you're going to do. I don't ride so much anymore. Heat's a thing, you know?
Yeah, we're in the 100+ degree weather every fucking day. And yay me, I buy a motorcycle.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think it is.
Nah, it's
I
fine
really don't.
anyway.
I really
it doesn't
don't.
matter.
Yeah, miss. It's not over 95, so I'm not turning the air on.
Eh.
With that being said, Sunday comes, and Sunday, what I want, come to find out, you needed a new pair of gloves. Your gloves were apparently so tight your hands are going numb, and you can't have that on a
Yes.
motorcycle.
No.
So I told you we were going to go buy a new pair of gloves, and what I wanted was to follow you on your route to work and home.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, by the time you got back on that highway, you were running. You didn't give a shit. You were passing people, flipping them the bird, like I'm a fucking street rider now.
I was not. Oh, now somebody, was that Saturday that they waved at us?
Oh, the other
I think-
motorcycle rider.
yes.
So if anybody don't know, when you ride, you're kind of in the in club. You know, you got the two
Yes.
fingers down, you wave, you give the motorcycle salute. With that being said, mopeds are excluded.
Oh.
Well, they're mopeds.
So
But
what?
we've
They're
made-
still on two. Hey, they're still on
No, you're
two
right.
wheels.
You're right. So I was having a
versus
conversation with the guy at
other
Cycle Gear. We were talking about
ones. Mhm.
apparently one of your coworkers bought a. It's not the
It's a 3-wheeler.
the Spider. I think the Can-Am, the two front wheels, not the one you sit in, but the one you sit on.
I think that's the one she got. I don't know. I haven't
we-
seen pictures.
We decided that mopeds are now a step above because they're still on two wheels.
but- exactly.
So they're going to get a little. My friends can't see me wave at you, but I'll give
Right,
you a
right.
wink and a nod.
maybe I'll nod at the mopeds,
right.
and I got you. Yes.
But that guy came through, and he's on a bike. I throw down the two fingers, he throws them down, and you're like, dude, you're like, do a wave, do it. I gotta know where the camera is. Do a wave, do it.
Yeah,
wave,
well,
do it,
I
I'll
mean,
wave.
I was like, the good thing is now, have we been, in any kind of traffic or something, I wouldn't have. I got to
Why?
have both hands
No.
on there, and
You're
and
gonna have
I
to learn to
find
let go of that left
myself,
side.
I was like clutching it so hard because I was so nervous. I would go, oh God, relax. And
You
then next
have to
thing I know, I'm
relax.
just, and I'm like, relax. So I'm just trying to teach myself to relax. But luckily, we were going on a straightaway when the guy
Woo, thank
did his
God.
little wave, and I was like, I'm able. Okay, I'm not, So I didn't want him to think
You
I
have
was
to
just being
remember-
a bitch to him,
You have to remember, gripping them hard. A death grip on your handlebars does nothing for you.
No, I know.
And you're just
I
just
know.
guiding. You're guiding.
I
You're not
know.
hanging on for death.
That's why I kept telling myself, well, just relax, just
Just
relax. There's
relax.
not, and I got more comfortable and I started relaxing a little bit more. But, at least the first few times that I ride it back and forth to work, I am going to be nervous and probably tense.
Probably.
And, because going to work is not going to be an issue because it's so early in the morning and there's hardly any traffic at all,
Yeah.
But coming home, there are a few spots that really do back up. There's a lot of traffic all the way home. So I'm going to be a lot more nervous then.
And on the way home, and I'm going to bring this up, on the way home, we stopped to get gas.
Yes.
And just to let you know, I got to remember how to do that. There you go. There you on your look how happy you are. Got your new gloves.
Well, that was for our friend, the friend that I took the motorcycle class with
Yep.
umpteen years
Yeah.
ago. And you were sending this picture to him. So,
Yeah.
of course, I was happy because that's our friend. I like to call him my friend.
He
too.
is your friend.
So-
You're the one who suffered with his ass through the fucking heat
Oh,
of the
my God.
MSF course.
Oh my God. It's so funny. How come every time I am involved with a motorcycle, it is fucking hot?
That's when you ride a motorcycle.
Oh my God.
So I sent him that picture.
Yes.
And he goes, "Oh my God, it's so cute. She looks so good." And I'm like, "Great." And so he asked me what kind it was, and I, Kawasaki.
Yeah, it's just
it's
a little
Z400.
bitty-
It's
Little
that
bitty
thing will
back
run
and
90
forth.
miles an hour though.
Oh, we were doing what 75.
Yeah.
No problem.
I don't think it. The problem with small displacement motorcycles
Uh-huh.
is the speed limit don't mean shit in Texas,
That's true.
and you have to be able to keep up with the flow of traffic.
Yes.
And before the small displacement motorcycles, the Ninja 250 back in the day, the
Mhm.
Ninja 500, you're talking about bikes that can barely run 65, 70
Right.
miles an hour.
Right.
This one has to do at least 80, and it does no problem.
Yes. There's no issues, and it is a smaller bike, but I feel for the first one getting back into it's the perfect
Yeah.
bike, and it fits.
You can
I
flat
can-
foot. That's
exactly.
what's important.
Yes.
Your safety and your comfortability is important. Who cares if somebody's going to be telling you, "Oh, you're riding a girl bike"?
look,
Look,
a
you're on a
girl
girl-
must be riding that bike
Yeah,
because
you're on
look, it's
you're
little.
on a girl bike.
Exactly.
That shit's so
I don't
overrated.
care. I don't care.
But I sent him that picture,
Uh-huh.
and he goes, "Well, what kind is it?" And I told him, and he goes, "Yeah, it's probably still faster than your Harley." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
I don't think so. I bet your Harley will go fast.
The Harley only runs about 110, 150 miles an hour anyway.
Holy crap.
Well,
What's the
air
fastest?
styling.
What's the fastest you've ever been on a motorcycle that you
remember-
know of?
Do you remember Marcus?
Yes. Uh-huh. I do.
I rode his Yamaha 1000,
Yes.
his R1000,
Mhm.
and I had that up to 181 on 287.
Holy shit.
Yes. And at 100
Holy shit.
at 181 miles an hour, the world goes by in a blink.
Yes. I mean, I remember when we first got with Bry and was riding, we were, I don't even remember where we're at, somewhere that everybody could open it wide open, and you and him just fucking took off. And
Is this when you were on the back or when you had yours? Okay.
when I
right,
had mine. And I remember, of course, tucking like y'all did and
Damn.
going, but I remember looking at my speedometer and it was like 135.
You were
and
doing
I'm like,
135?
I'm fucking done. And I still could not catch y'all. I could not keep up with y'all. And that's the fastest
You were
I
doing
have.
135?
I was
Babe,
I was
ride
like,
your
done.
ride, not ours.
Done.
Wow.
yeah. I mean, it just like barely got
Hey,
there. And I
look
was
at the
like, yep,
big-
I'm a fucking
Look
over
at the
it.
big nuts on Brad.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it was very fucking scary. But the good thing is now we were on a highway and there was absolutely like nobody on this highway. If there had been traffic, I promise you I would not have done
No,
anything
but you can't
like
be
that.
scared of traffic.
Right.
I told you my two biggest, you're riding again, my two biggest pieces of advice for you are keep your head on a swivel,
Absolutely.
be defensive,
Yep.
ride faster than the traffic around you. And I don't mean when I say ride faster, I'm not saying do 150 while everybody's doing 80.
Right.
But if they're doing 80, you should be doing 85. What you don't want is people coming up behind you and you're going slower than normal.
Right.
That's how shit happens.
Right. Oh, yes, absolutely. And people just not paying attention. The good thing is I think it's because I ride motorcycles or I'm a passenger on motorcycle, I tend to really look before I change lanes.
Most people are on their phones today.
Oh, yeah.
And not paying attention to shit.
And it's crazy.
And you're in the right lane, you got to defend your lane. And that's the sad thing about a motorcycle is you got to be on the offensive because 80% of motorcycle wrecks are not the motorcycle rider's fault.
I would have to agree. Absolutely.
Be defensive. Ride faster than the people around you. You're going to be fine. Up your life insurance. That's all I care about.
Okay. Well,
I might get that RV after all.
Maybe I need to call and get life insurance first.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
I mean, it
But
might help you out.
You were an excellent motorcycle passenger when I had the sport bike.
Yes.
You were great. You never ever threw a fit. No matter. There's only one
time.
thing that you don't like that I do. Oh wait, there was one time you threw a fit.
Well, it's just when the bug went up my sleeve.
Okay, that was great, and you almost killed us both on that one.
Oh yeah, I couldn't help it. It was like a bug about this big, and it had like
probably
9,000
wasn't that
arms, and I'm like, I was about to die.
We were on a back road. That's when I had the 600 Kawasaki.
Yeah.
We were at that time moving along, probably about 120. It really wasn't that fast at all.
No, I don't think were we? I mean, we might have been going that fast, but I don't think that we actually were going that fast. I think we were probably more 80-ish or something.
When you're wiggling back there like you were wiggling, it could have been 30 and I thought I was dying.
That's true. That
is
true.
The bug went right up your jacket sleeve.
Right
whatever it was.
Whatever
and
it was.
You started a fucking panic.
Dude, it was like trying to kill me right then. Whatever it was killing. It could have been a June bug, what we call tickle bugs.
Yeah.
It could have been something that simple, but when you're
you were done with it.
It just have little pokey crawlies all nope, I can't do it. Especially if I don't know what it is. Now if a June bug lands on me and I see it, it's fine. I'm good with it. But yeah, I didn't know.
Not knowing what it is, my imagination goes the worst, right? It's like a flying scorpion. It's that's what it is.
With a shark tail and,
oh my God.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
But you hate it when I would split in traffic.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I still hate that. And sometimes, and I will never do this, right?
Not asking you to do it.
But sometimes I just get so mad, but I understand not all some motorcycles have to be air cooled. I get it. They can't just stop if it's really hot. They need the airflow.
Right. Get in the shoulder in traffic and put it about 20 miles an hour.
Right, but they don't. They stay on the highway and they just start splitting. And sometimes I just want to open my door and just.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. I will never do that ever.
You just want to.
I just want to. It's like, motherfucker, but
so the first thing that crosses your mind is kicking your door open on a fucking motorcycle.
I mean, dude,
that's
don't split.
Fucked up.
Get on the fucking shoulder. Get on the fucking shoulder.
For those listening outside of Texas, it's not legal here. There's one state it's legal in, and that's California. But I agree with you. If you have to stay moving, get on the shoulder.
Yes.
And you don't have to haul ass.
No.
20, 30 miles an hour. You're just putting through there.
You're just trying to get the airflow.
You're just trying to stay cool.
That's all you're doing. Yes.
Which was what happened to me when I had my accident. You know that, right? I was in the shoulder in traffic and I was going.
That.
I really wasn't hauling ass about 30 miles an hour. Well, traffic starts loosening up and it's time to get back over.
Right.
So I speed up to about 55 miles an hour and this Honda just hauls ass up next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude didn't want to let me over.
So you should have just slowed down, let him in
I
front.
know what I should have done, but here's what I did.
But I know what you do because I know how you are.
The shit pissed me off.
And you feel like just being an asshole all the time.
Sometimes,
it's
not all the time,
just
but sometimes.
let it go.
And he pulls up next to me and he won't let me over, so he's getting this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm sure.
he's getting
the
some
middle
of this,
finger.
some of this.
Yes,
right? I'm
but
being
he can't-
mouthy.
First of all, you got your helmet on, so he can't see you mouthing.
He
him.
understands sign language.
He
I promise
knows
you.
were flipping
And when
him
you're
off. He
doing it
knows
like
you're-
this, that's how
got
you
the bird.
yell
Yes.
in sign language.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he understood that fully.
So I was like,
promise
"Fuck you." I'm like, "Fuck you," and I start coming over, and he's like, "Nope," and he cut his wheel left and he hit my front tire, and at about 55 miles an hour, it threw me over. I high-sided,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I broke my collarbone.
Right.
And that dude just kept right on going. And what I learned from that lesson is the cops don't give a fuck.
No.
When you're on a bike, they're just like, yeah, you pretty much got what you got.
Yep.
And they kept going, yeah.
That's crazy.
With that being said,
Yes. I will
be
never.
mindful. Be mindful.
I try to be, and I try to be even very mindful driving a vehicle, a car, a truck, something like that, other than a motorcycle. I try.
Well, we ride.
Anyway.
In I think learning to ride a motorcycle inadvertently improves your ability to drive.
Nice pop.
Because no matter what, you learn to be aware on a motorcycle, and I think that translates to a car just by habit.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree. I'm really looking forward to riding to work. To work,
Are
it's
you
only
really,
going to
though?
be. To work, it's only going to be 85 degrees. You know,
Oh,
so
and-
I'm like, I'm okay with that. No
You'll be
traffic.
okay coming home. You'll
you
be
know.
hot, but you'll be fine.
Yeah, I just the first couple of times coming home is really what has me
Well, you're going to be in
nervous.
traffic, and it's going to be your first
Exactly.
in traffic experience,
Yes,
right?
yes. And today I was noticing the traffic coming home. It never, we slowed down some. There's a couple of spots that always slowed down, and that's fine. I don't care. But in some of those spots, sometimes the traffic does stop. It really builds up. But I noticed today coming home, it didn't. You know?
Right.
And we do have the holiday coming up next week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
4th of
next-
July is coming up.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Okay.
So hopefully a lot of people decide next Monday maybe to take off work and they won't be at work. So
Yeah,
I don't have
hopefully.
to deal with a lot of traffic. I'm not real sure.
And one thing I noticed, because you had your death grip on the handlebars,
Yeah.
you're using your turn signals, but you don't use your hand signals at all, do you?
No, it's like I have not got comfortable enough yet
I
to
feel
do
like
my hand signals when I turn right or when I turn, left. Oh, sorry.
no, but you're left turn, Clyde.
left turn.
I feel that I turn my signal on,
Mhm.
but I just want to be extra visible, and I want these people to know what I'm
Right.
planning on doing.
Right. You know what?
So that's
can-
how I feel. That's why I feel like hand signaling also on top of the signal
Right.
makes a difference.
You know what though? I feel unless you get somebody A that rides a motorcycle or B that's old school that has to be at least 40 or older, probably older than that, they don't really know
Hand signals are in your DMV book,
No, I know that.
and
But
they're still legal.
they absolutely are. But I feel a lot of people nowadays, a lot of drivers, first of all, half of them don't even drive their own fucking vehicles. They have
Yeah,
on lane
that's true.
assist. They have on cruise
Yo,
control.
wait,
I'm just
wait.
saying.
I'm just saying,
So-
adaptive cruise control will make you lazy as fuck. Ask me how I know. God, I love that shit.
Okay, well, I have it, but I don't use it.
I just think it's going to help you be more visible, but those
Yes.
those signals on that bike are pretty bright,
Yeah.
and you look good on it.
Thanks, honey. I mean, you can't really see me. I have a helmet on and a jacket on because I don't ride
Facts.
without my gear.
You're the perfect woman.
There you go.
Can't
You
see your
can't see my
face.
face.
Can't see your face. You had one, and real quick before we end the show,
Okay.
you had one little instance Sunday that kind of scared me. We were leaving. We stopped to get something to eat, and we were on the way home.
Uh-huh.
And exiting, there's a clover leaf that we have to exit, and you went into that corner a little hot, in my opinion.
I did probably go into it a little bit faster than I should have, but I had no issues.
You went right through it,
I
No
had no
issues.
issues.
I was impressed.
So,
and after you went through that corner, I was pretty much, she's got this. I am not worried about anything.
well, I mean, that does make me feel good because Saturday after we went riding, I felt
You
like I
pooped a little?
almost wrecked it when just pulling it back into the
Oh,
driveway.
did you?
Because I had not ever pulled it back into the driveway with your truck there and stuff. And I felt I was coming in because we had vehicles passing us as we were pulling in. And so I felt I was a little close to your truck when I pulled in and was I felt maybe cutting it a little too sharp or something. So
Okay.
I went a little bit wider. And then all of a sudden I see the curb and I'm like, but I hit the fucking curb right there
Quit
by the
looking
fence.
at the curb, though. I told you, go where you look.
But I didn't. I
Good,
didn't hit it. I didn't hit your truck. I didn't drop the bike. I didn't, so
Do you
I
feel
was
like you
I
could pick
felt-
that one up if you dropped it? Because you dropped
maybe.
my old 650 once,
Mhm.
right at a stoplight. Poor baby.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I picked it up though.
Yeah, you did. And
I
those
was
guys
a lot
were getting
younger.
out, those guys were
then.
getting out to help you. And I'm like, I would advise against that. She's going to want to do that herself. If she asks, that's fine.
But
But
leave
unless
her
she
alone.
asks,
leave the bitch
I
alone.
would leave her alone.
Yeah. Well, I was a lot younger back then. I might be able to pick this one up.
This
I'm
bike's
hoping.
light.
I'm hoping I never have the need to.
I will
pick
have
it
to
up.
teach you the easy way of doing it.
Okay.
Okay?
Opposite side.
No, I'll go through it when we're done here.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email us at meandmrsalwaysright@gmail.com. All complaints go to Trevor the intern.
Absolutely. You can also find us on Facebook. Look, I'm on count.
Yay!
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And help support this podcast by becoming a member of Patreon at Patreon, I can't say that word, Patreon/ Me and Mrs. Always Right, where you get pre and post show content right along with unedited episodes. And it's $5 a month, guys. And help a brother out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, beer's not cheap. Man.
Beer's not cheap.
You like beer. You have beer
All right.
every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Before we go, real quick,
Yes.
if you ride to work tomorrow, you text me as soon as you get home, you get to work.
Okay. Now, what if I go in early, though?
Just drop a text.
Okay. I was thinking
I just want to know when you made it. Okay?
Okay.
When you leave, I would like to just the first couple of days. It's not like I'm
Okay.
trying to keep tabs on you.
Right. Let
When
me
you-
know when you leave. Let me know
Please.
when you get home.
Please.
I got
just
you.
the first couple of times you ride. Once I know you're good, you're good. Okay?
Okay. No problem.
All right. I love you.
I love you too, honey.
All right. You have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Merle.
I love Burl.